It's a Thursday, September 28. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Carol Francis. 147 flights were cancelled as a result of the lightning strike at the control center in Kingston and hurricane conditions earlier this month. That's according to Director General of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, Nari William Singh. He made the disclosure before the Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAHO, on Wednesday. He explained that the losses as a result of the incident would be significant.
In the process of quantifying that, there's a number of things that we have to sift through in terms of our two main sources of income are a passenger aviation service charge and the air navigation fees. We have to sift through also the effects of the passage of hurricanes Irma, Jose, and Maria on air traffic. We have to factor in that the three main airports, Florida airports, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando, were down even after the passage of Hurricane Irma.
Yeah, but the report given by the Airports Authority was able to differentiate those affected by the lightning strike and those affected by the passage of the hurricane.
Right. But
so I am more interested in the lightning strike. I can understand the hurricane, but I'm more interested in...
Right, so that's what we're sifting through, because during the passage of Hurricane Irma, and the lightning strike was as a result of the outer bands, there was reduced air traffic in the region, coming out of Florida, coming out of the Havana FIR. And so whereas we perhaps would have budgeted maybe, let's say, 3,000 flights for the month, if there wasn't the lightning strike, there would have been a reduction given that. Yeah. So that's really what we're trying to quantify before we can give a better estimate of the losses.
Mr. William Singh also disclosed that the aviation industry regulator took the decision not to repair the radar communication system that was damaged by lightning strike and resulted in a partial shutdown of the country's airspace. The JCAA decided instead to fast-track the switchover to a new system that was scheduled for October 2. Jamaica and the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, have inked a 5-year country cooperation strategy agreement. The agreement was signed yesterday by Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton and the PAHO Director, Dr. Carissa Etienne, at PAHO headquarters in Washington, D.C. The agreement will see Jamaica benefiting from technical cooperation in health for the next 5 years. Minister Tufton lauded PAHO for its continued support to the public health sector in Jamaica. Director Etienne says under the agreement, Jamaica's health system will be strengthened as it moves towards universal health. Mr. Tufton is in Washington attending the 29th Pan American Sanitary Conference. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica is aggressively expanding its tourism base by continuing to offer quality experience supported by a range of infrastructural development. Speaking at the opening of Breathless Montego Bay Resort and Spa in St. James, Mr. Holness noted that it is extremely important that stakeholders do their part to ensure that the country remains the preferred destination in the region. The Prime Minister said the country has set aggressive targets to secure 5 million visitors by 2021, while hoping to generate US $5 billion in tourism earnings. The plan is to increase total direct jobs to 125,000 and the addition of at least 15,000 new rooms. Petrojam has announced a 22-cent price cut for gasoline. Effective today, a liter of E1087 will sell for $117.28. E1090 will sell for $120.11 per liter. Automotive diesel will go up $1.05 per liter to sell for $114.84 per liter. Kerosene will see a decrease of 2 cents to sell for $95.96 per liter. Propane cooking gas will go up by $1.76 per liter to sell for $50.88, while butane will move up by $1.39 to sell for $54.78 per liter. Marketing companies and retailers would add their respective markup. In news from the region, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, had some strong words for those who have criticized the government's proposals to assist hurricane-affected Dominicans. Just shut up. Some residents are not in agreement to waive immigration requirements for 6 months. They say it will be a burden on the country's already stretched resources.
Dr. Rowley's lashing out at the criticism that has been leveled against the move to have some Dominican nationals come to this country for a period of 6 months. During an interview with reporters in Camus, Dr. Rowley said no one is being forced to open their homes to any national of the island that has been ravaged by Hurricane Maria. He says he was very clear that this offer was to those who have friends or family in Trinidad and Tobago who are willing to lend assistance. He called some of the comments and reaction nasty, saying it does not represent the majority of the people in this country.
And I am very proud of those people in Trinidad and Tobago, the vast majority of the people of Trinidad and Tobago who are willing to and who have come to the fore to assist Dominica. Because I don't know where we got this from, that we don't have enough for ourselves, so therefore we can't help the destitute. I know that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are better than that. And of course, it doesn't help our country to be profiled in that way, that you ask for help for people who are so damaged by a natural disaster, and that there's a strong voice in the country opposing it in such a despicable way.
Dr. Rowley says he has been communicating on a regular basis with Dominican Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit about the situation on the island and also about the offer of assistance. Dr. Rowley also warned that some of the comments being made can be damaging to TNT's economic well-being.
Those now who have a lot to say about what I've said about Dominica had misconducted themselves and so annoyed our CARICOM purchasers of our goods that we were in danger of losing our CARICOM market. And all I will say to them is just shut your mouth and let Trinidad and Tobago strike.
Hurricane Maria's impact on Dominica has forced Antigua to look elsewhere for agricultural imports. We have more in this report.
Antigua and Barbuda heavily depends on Dominica for produce, including bananas, plantains, and root crops. However, Director of Agriculture, Jedediah Maxim, notes that the devastation caused in Dominica by Hurricane Maria will greatly affect the amount of imports which will come to the country on a weekly basis.
The weekly shipment of produce that comes in from Dominica to include primarily bananas, plantain, and root crops. Of course, you know, most of the infrastructure within the country to get food from the countryside to the ports are totally devastated. And so that will pose a challenge to the peoples of Dominica to get produce to Antigua and Barbuda. I mean, at this present time, we know that they're in a survival mode. The basic needs are what people are attending to. And so I think that we will definitely see a reduction, a marked reduction in the quantity of produce that is coming in from Dominica.
Technical consultant at the ministry, Julius Ross, says Agriculture Minister, the Honorable Arthur Nibbs, is in discussions with other OECS countries from which the produce may be sourced in the interim.
Going to be having some wide-ranging discussions today in St. Lucia, and at that meeting the various ministers will be able to not only give commitment to the cause but also say what level of preparedness and support they can give, especially like taking up the supply deficit.
Ross says the movement of goods will be made possible by the Agriculture Shipping Initiative, facilitated by the OECS Commission. He says that the last time this occurred with Dominica, goods were imported from St. Lucia. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is another potential source market.
Royal Caribbean has cancelled its September 30 Adventure of the Seas trip and will use its cruise line instead to help victims of Hurricane Maria. The cruise ship will be used to help evacuate people from Puerto Rico and deliver needed supplies to Puerto Rico, St. Croix, and St. Thomas. Evacuees will be taken to Fort Lauderdale. The evacuations come as people remain stranded inside Puerto Rico's main airport. And that's our regional news. Sports is next. In sports, England beat the West Indies in their fourth ODI by 6 runs under the Duckworth-Lewis method after rain ended the match prematurely. Opener Evan Lewis smashed the career-best 176 as West Indies piled up a total 356 for 5. He was supported by captain Jason Holder with a career-best 76.
Taken, yes, one of those 3 slips. This is a good ball from Woakes. The previous ball came back in at Gale. This one moved away, took the outside edge, and Root did the rest. Again, shuffling across, and yeah, Marlon Samuels just crab-like across his crease, given out LBW.
And that is out. That's gone pretty fine. Is it going? Yes, it's gone. And that's 3 figures for Evan Lewis. And what an innings. Fantastic knock.
Yeah, one of the best knocks of the summer. So much control under pressure.
Well, that's a strong shot down the ground. No hint of an edge there. Goes again, gets it again. Another 6. Oh, West Indies are putting their foot down. Into the crowd for 6. 50 for Holder, 270 for 4 from 43. West Indies are motoring.
Corner, but he can't go too wide. That's the area he's concerned about. That's 6, and that's 150 for Lewis. It's getting better and better. Short leg side. I said he didn't worry about the short ball. He hasn't on that occasion. That's 6 more. That'll hurt. Ouch. He's down. I think he's hit it on the inside of his ankle. That will hurt.
Bang it in. Big inside here. It's gone at the back of the heel, isn't it? It's missed the padding.
Ooh. And unfortunately, after a brilliant partnership between Holder and Lewis, Lewis has been stretchered off. Short ball picked up. It's a long way out there. It's not long enough. It's 6. Full toss. It's gone a long way up. Should be taken, should be caught, is caught by Sam Billings in the deep. But
And England were 258 for 5 in 36 overs when bad weather drove players from the field. Here are the highlights.
Full toss and put away well.
down the ground, mid-on his own. Short arm jab. Brilliant shot. Ball nicked, gone, tried to work it down to third man. Oh, he'll be regretting it. It was a nothing shot, really. He was only going to get a single. Edged and gone again, yeah. Twice now they've tried to run it off the face of the bat straight to the wicket-keeper, and Joseph has 2. Oh, there's a little nick there. I think there is a little toe end, you know. He is. He's gone. England have lost 3. All to Joseph. Pulled away, and what a grab. What a brilliant, brilliant catch. Kyle Hope, the substitute fielder, and Morgan was living dangerously. No more, he's gone. Edged and Gale! Crystal Gale diving to his right. 5 for Alzari Joseph. And the big man has grabbed a beauty.
And that's the news and sports. Weather is next. Thanks for staying with us, and time now for a weather report and forecast. A tropical wave across Jamaica continues to influence weather conditions island-wide. The tropical wave will move westward away from Jamaica tonight. after a high-pressure ridge is expected to build across the island tomorrow morning and remain for a couple of days. It will be partly cloudy throughout the day, and we will also experience isolated showers and possible thunderstorms across sections of mainly central and western parishes. Please note it will be windy along southern coastal areas, and tonight will be partly cloudy. And time now for our extended weather report and forecast, as well as our travel planner. That's our weather report and forecast. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place, for more news, sports, weather right here on PBCJ, the People's Station.
There's a long-distance relay that's still on. Many have taken it this far. Each leg has